Good morning, students. Welcome to the online teaching session of Academic World School, Bemitra. Well, this will be my last lecture on this particular topic. You can see the topic, business environment. My dear students, please get your notebook and pencil or a pen so that you can note down all the points. And while you see this video, please sometimes you can pause when you need to, and then restart it again to make your notes and prepare your notes. Okay, and don't forget, at the end of this particular session, particular lecture, I'll be giving you some assignments which will be uploaded on the ERP. So today, as I told you, this is the last lecture for this particular topic, business environment. You can have a look. The two last subtopics which I am going to discuss is, the first one is managerial response to changes in business environment. Demonetization is the second one. Now, let's start with the first one, managerial response to changes in business environment. Now, my dear students, you might have come across in my first lecture that I told you about the business environment. Business environment actually are the forces, factors. What's the business environment? These are the forces, factors, individual institutions which are outside a business, I told you, which are outside a business. These forces are outside a business, but it has its strong impact. That means it has its own strong effect on any business, although it is outside the business. So now in today's class, the topic, as I already told, the subtopic is managerial response to changes in business environment. In my last video, I have told about the new economic policy which we had in our country, that is up in the year 1991. Now, in the year 1991, there was a new economic policy, and we adopted the liberalization. There was a liberalization, then privatization, and the third one was, the first one was liberalization, then privatization, and third was globalization. So in this, that I already taught you in the third lecture, that is before this lecture. Now in this lecture we are going to tell you that what are the managerial responses in the changes business environment. That means what are the responses of the various institutions or the companies when the business environment change. That means this globalization took place, and then this liberalization took place. There was a lot of change before this globalization and before the globalization and liberalization. The Indian economy was in a different state, but after our economy was opened, that means the liberalization took place and the globalization took place. Lot of multinational companies came to do their business in India, and there was a lot of environment changes. So we are going to study what are the responses of the different companies, different institutions, and what were the different responses to those changes in the environment. Because some of the companies felt, some of the organizations felt that there is a strong competition coming on, and we have to be very careful, and we have to change according to the situations. And the most important thing was, this changes means, actually this changes, it means that how a business enterprise copes with the uncertainty which is happening in the business environment. Any business cannot manage, remember it, any business cannot manage these environmental issues successfully. If any business, what I am trying to tell is, any business cannot, if any business cannot successfully handle these changes, then what happens? Then these competitors who are more stronger than the various competitors who are more stronger tend to take over the position in the market, and slowly what happens, a particular business who is not able to withstand that pressure, withstand that change, tends to lag behind, and then slowly continues. And if it continues for a long time, that means if they go on lagging for a long time, then slowly a situation comes where they fade away out of the competition in the short run or the long run. So Let me tell you the impact of the government changes, that means government policy changes, particularly in respect of liberalization, privatization and globalization, was very positive. Now let me tell you in this that what were the responses when the changes in the environment took place. What were the managerial responses to the changes which took place? Let me tell you that there are these 6 points which we will study to find out what was the responses, what were the changes, managerial responses to the changes in the business environment. The first one is diversification. The second one is joint ventures and collaboration. Third one is brand building. Then fourth one is use of latest technology. Fifth one is improved compensation level. Here compensation level means the remuneration levels, the pay packages. And the last one is customer focus. So here customer focus means more attention towards the consumer and the customers. Now what we will do is we will start with this first point, that is called diversification. Now let me tell you one thing, that after the new economic policy came in the year 1991, it was seen that many companies are going for diversification. They wanted to add more and more products in their portfolio. Now why they did? Because they want to remain in the competition, and they wanted to increase their products. That means what I told, they always added the products in their portfolio. They always tried to add new products, more products in their portfolio, so that they remain in the competition. So that is the point, diversification. And we saw that many companies, many big companies, elite companies, we can call it big companies, they adopted this thing called diversification. Okay, next we go for joint ventures and collaborations. Now here joint venture means 2 companies come together to do some work or to do certain particular assigned jobs. So joint ventures. And after the new economic policy of 1991, when the new economic policy came, most of the MNCs came to India, multinational corporations came to India through joint venture or collaborations. Third is the brand building. Now what is the meaning of brand building? You know, brand is very important for any business house. Their brand is very important. And what happened was, after the new economic policy came, the brand building, goodwill and the image of the company became a very important thing in the market. Every company wanted to create their image, more polish their image, make their brand stronger, and they wanted that the public should know them more. So they did such things which increased the goodwill in the market, and the public was able to know these companies more better. That is, they were trying to create more goodwill. And what happened actually? Now every company was trying to build their own image. They were doing very good business. They were preparing very nice products, quality products, highly technical advanced products for the consumer and the customers. And then now every company, now at the moment, what happened was, every company was spending huge amount of money on brand building. That is what I wrote here, brand building. Every company was spending more resources for brand building, improving their performance, Now one thing was happened. They were spending also huge amounts on promotional activities. That means they wanted to promote their things, promote their products into the market more. So they expended more money on promotional activities such as sales promotion and advertisement. So they made very good advertisements which were shown on the television so that they wanted to attract the people, they wanted to attract the customers so that their products will be sold. In other way, in a nutshell, let me want to tell you that they wanted to make themselves more, actually they wanted to make themselves more and to reach more better to the customers so that their products will be sold better in the market. Now we go with the fourth. This is first, second, third and fourth. Used of latest technologies. My dear friends, my dear students, you know that after 1991, when the new economic policy came into force, when the world-class companies, due to globalization, due to liberalization, all the world-class companies came to India, and they brought with them the latest technological products, the products which the Indian customers were getting were very good products, and they were using the latest technologies, and they were continuously making research and development to attain the best of the technologies and to remain. Why did they and to remain very strong in the market, to be number one in the competition, and they always wanted to be take the first mover advantage. Use of technology, high technologies to attract the customers, and to increase their market share. Increase market share. Increase the market share. So the one thing was again very importantly done in this use of technology. Why was this? What happened when they used? Why did they use the latest technology? Because, as I already told you, to attract the customers so that they have a more market share, and they continuously did research and development to find out the latest things, the latest products which can attract the customers. Now, the one thing which happened was, due to this, the Indian customers had a lot of options. Now they found in the market the things are coming in the consumer durable and non-durable sectors both. They found that the goods which are available are much better goods, and those companies, these MNC companies, could capture a great great market share because of their latest technological advanced products. So they used latest technologies, and at the same time Indian companies also were compelled to take over the latest technologies, because otherwise they will not be in competition with those companies. So there was a huge renaissance, I call huge renaissance of technological advancement. That is, we call it as use of latest technologies. Okay, I think you got this point. Next is improved compensation level. Here by compensation level means, what I mean is good pay packages, good remuneration levels. My dear friends, the most important thing is that it is seen that the entry of the multinational corporations after the new economic policy, there was a lot of changes seen in the salary packages. You know, as these companies came in, there was a strong competition, and every company felt that more and more better managerial personnel are needed, more and more better technical persons are needed who can work wonders for an organization, and who are needed for an organization. And because of this, definitely, as the companies or the institution felt, in our own country also there was a strong need felt that a strong managerial need was felt to cope up with this situation. So people with strong managerial abilities and technical abilities were hired, and definitely we saw one thing, that the salary levels also increased, and the starting salaries of the engineers and the management graduates were very nice. They were getting very good pay packages, heavy pay packages, and their work was also very challenging. Their work was also very challenging. And now companies are also following the performance linked bonus schemes. Now what is this? What is the meaning of the performance linked bonus schemes? How you perform, the bonus is according to that, and also they are following the incentives for better performance. That means how your performance is, accordingly that they are giving incentives also. So in other words, let me tell you one thing, that improved compensation level after that was a change in the business environment. The improved compensation levels, that means improved remuneration levels, improved pay packages, and we also had equity linked, it is the performance linked bonus schemes. Performance linked bonus schemes, and also along with it there were also good incentives for the better performance. Okay, now we go to the last one, customer focus. Now the main target was on the customers. The main companies mainly targeted the customers. Main target was how to attract the customers. As the new economic policy came, customers became the main kingpin of the market. Before this new economic policy, the market was seller oriented, or even we can tell that producer oriented. That means the producer, what they produced, there were few companies which produced. That means the choice, in other words, let me tell you, the choice of products was less for the customers, and the companies, whatever they produced, it was a seller oriented market. The seller wanted to sell the things, the customer had to buy those things because there was no options left out. But as the new economic policy came and lot of multinationals came in the country, so now the customers of this country got lot of options. There were different type of products, and as I told you, good technological products also came, and definitely as a customer, everybody will be more attracted to the good products with good technological, that means good technologically advanced products. And so there was a great change in the focus now. Now from the seller oriented market, or that means we call it as the seller oriented market, the main focus went to the customers now. Now, as I already told you, customers became the kingpin of the market. So now every company were mainly targeting the customers, more and more customers. That means they wanted to increase the customer base. So the shift, that means the focus from the seller now went to the customer. Now customer, they wanted to attract the customers, and so a great change came, and now the customers became the kingpin, and few things more happened also. After sales service was actually started by many of the organizations. Now what is this after sales service? That means after the products are sold, the company has not detached itself from the customer. In fact, they remain with the customer, because a customer can have many queries, can have many problems, can have many things which they don't know about the product. So they had this after sales service, and many companies they had their own toll-free numbers and the customer care departments. They have companies opened their 24 into 7 after sales service for the customers. Company paid 24 after sales service for the customers. Now this was done through a toll-free number, done through toll-free numbers, done through toll-free numbers, toll-free number through which the customers can get themselves connected, and if they have any queries, they have any questions regarding the product, if they want any components, any spare parts, they can talk to the companies people, that is through the toll-free number, and they were greatly benefited. So what I am trying to tell is that this customer focus was much more, and then in fact when the customer focus was much more, the public relations, the companies always maintained very good public relations, because as I already told, they wanted to make more and more customer base, gain more and more market share. So dear students, this was all those 6 points which we studied under the first subtopic, that is managerial response to the changing business environment. Now we will go to the second topic, that is called demonetization. I just rub the board. Second subtopic that is called demonetization. It's not a big topic, it's a small topic, and I will write it here. It is called demonetization. 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 Okay, dear students, firstly, what happened and when did it happen? November 8, 2016, this demonetization took place. The government of India announced, demonetization took place, and the government of India announced this demonetization, where all the currency note of the denomination of 500 and 1000, that means the currency note of 500 and 1000 were these notes were withdrawn from the market. Let me tell you one thing, the currency notes of rupees 500 and rupees 1000 denomination were withdrawn from circulations. Were withdrawn from circulation. Were withdrawn from circulation. And the people of the country, people of India, were advised to go to the bank and replace the old note with the new ones up to a certain limit. They were replacing the old notes with the new notes up to a certain limit. Now, the important part is, there was also a restriction on cash withdrawal. There was also a restriction on cash withdrawals. There was also a restriction on cash withdrawals. Now, the main thing here is that it started on November 8, 2016, and the currency notes of rupees 500 and 1000 denomination, that means 500 and 1000 denomination notes, were withdrawn from the circulation, and after withdrawing it, the government of India told that they were to replace these notes. That means to give the old notes of 500 and 1000 and in the bank, and the government of India told that we will replace it. In other words, all these notes of, that means the old 500 and 1000 were withdrawn from circulation, and people were advised to go to the bank to replace the old notes with the new ones, but up to a certain limit. Now, here we will study a little bit about the features of demonetization. There are three features which we will study. Features of demonetization. Features of demonetization. Now, what are the features? Let me discuss first. The first one is non-tolerance of tax evasion. Non-tolerance of tax evasion. These are the few of the features. We have three features. Demonetization indicated that government will no longer accept any tax evasions. Demonetization indicated that government will no longer accept any tax evasion. Here evasion means, what does the word evasion means? Here evasion means concealing the income or information about income from the tax authorities. Evasion means concealing of income or information about income from tax authorities. Second, number 2 was demonetization led to most importantly led to tax administration and channelizing the savings channelizing the savings into the formal financial system, Demonetization led to tax administration and channeling the savings into the formal financial system. And the third one is nothing but creating a cashless economy. This is cash, CSH, cashless economy. Now, what does it mean? What is cashless economy? This is one of the features you see to create a cashless economy. That means less use of cash. Then how do we use it? Less use of cash or cash-light economy, or we can call it digital. That means more use of digital mode of uses of cash. That means digital. That means we can also call it as a digital cash-light economy. More use of digital mode of using the money. So this is the last of the features of this demonetization. Creating cashless economy or cash-light economy, we can call it also cash-light economy or digital cash-light economy. Dear friends, this was the last topic of the particular lecture now, and make sure that I am going to give the assignments to you, and please do the assignments. And before I end it, let me tell you that I just go through fast what we did today. First, we went through with the managerial response to changes in the business environment. This was the first topic we did today. and then we had studied about 6 points here, and then we had the demonetization, the meaning, and then when it was done, and then what are the we have studied few features of demonetization. So now, as particularly this topic is now going to end, let me tell you once again that we are going to upload this particular lectures assignments onto the ERP. So please don't forget to complete your assignment and send to us as soon as possible. So thank you very much.